everyone. Welcome to the 2000 edition of the Chelmsford High School Lions. My name is Dan Kachufas, and yes, I'm back with you. Yes, I did graduate, just so you know, but I am here once again, and I am joined by my two buddies, Jim Shannon and Dan Shannon.
Hello. How you doing?
Jim Shannon's a senior, Dan is a sophomore, and they're both on the golf team, and they're going to be helping us out this year, so we're going to have fun. So,
looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. All right, so anyway, guys, you guys are in the school. I am not anymore. You know, what's the general atmosphere
it's
in Chelmsford High School?
It's awesome. The football team is just predicted to do so well this year. We're really looking forward to it all. The whole fall season of sports is looking pretty good for Chelmsford, so we're pretty excited, and we're looking forward to it.
That's great, yeah. You know, it's just absolutely, an outstanding season last year for the Lions.
Absolutely.
What did you think? Last year was your freshman year, and they had such a great season. What did you think about that?
I don't know. I thought it was great. You got to go to the games, and you got to really feel part of it after a while. When you were just an 8th grader in a middle school, you kind of felt cool going to the games. But once you're really in the school, then it feels a lot better going to the games and be able to root on your home team.
Oh, yeah. All right, so obviously there's high expectations for this team this year, but there's a couple of question marks. The Lions are losing, one of the better quarterbacks they've ever had in Brian McGuire, and they're losing arguably the best running back that they've ever had in Chris Pashoni. Pashoni over 1,600 yards last year, 26 rushing touchdowns. Do you know how they're going to replace him?
Well, luckily, Chelmsford's been pretty lucky with getting the running back support, the quarterback support, because they have an unbelievable Pop Warner team. And the whole youth program is just outstanding for Chelmsford. Every year before Pashoni was just a defensive back in his junior year. And in his senior year, he stepped up to the running back spot and did just absolutely spectacular. So hopefully we'll find the same kind of running back as this year.
Well, we're running out of time here on the field. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head on up to the booth, and I guess we're going to go to a commercial break, and you'll be right back with us.
Around the end of August, the CHS football team went to Camp Robindale, which is located in Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire. While there, they worked on practice techniques while also making new friends.
How many years have you guys been doing this camp atmosphere that you've, with football camp?
This is our second year. We did it 15 years ago, and we thought it was a good idea, and we decided we wanted to get back to the kind of camp atmosphere the past couple of years. And it's really been a great experience for kids, coaches, real team, unity kind of thing.
And is that why you go to the camp, is to build some unity within the team?
Oh, yeah, that's most of it. But the other half is that the kids are away from, double sessions aren't really that much fun, so we get them away from home in a kind of a, lake kind of atmosphere where they're distracted by the lake and they don't even know they're participating in double sessions.
Well, this is only the second time. Mr. Fletcher, I think back when he was coaching in the 70s and I coached through the 80s and the 90s, I never had an opportunity to go away to camp. 2 years ago, I asked Mr. Fletcher if we could go someplace. I didn't care if it was Hampton Beach, but I wanted to take this team away. I believe that there's a bonding process that needs to happen with any team, and I think this accelerates that process. The kids are together, living together day and night, eating meals together, doing recreational things together. I think they know each other's habits, and I think with that bonding comes the trust that's needed in any kind of a team. So, mission accomplished.
Now it's play ball. Turn these down. Yeah, the volume control is right on the. And we are here. We're back. Dan Kachufas, and I'm joined by Bruce Byam, longtime supporter and fan of Chelmsford sports. How you doing today, Bruce?
Dan, nice to be here on a great autumn afternoon, early autumn afternoon. Chelmsford, North Middlesex. First game for Chelmsford, second game for North Middlesex. They were a loser to Lowell last Friday evening, so I'm sure they're looking to bounce back. Coach starting his first season and looking for his first win.
Yeah, you understand, Chelmsford is returning 13 starters. It's just the most in the MVC. It looks like they're going to receive the kick here.
Chelmsford is receiving. Back deep for Chelmsford looks like Pat McGuire. And looks like Andy Sheridan back for Chelmsford.
Now, big question for Chelmsford this year is replacing their running back, Chris Pashoni, who was absolutely outstanding last year.
He had a great season, Dan. He just was an outstanding, moved on to Merrimack, and I'm sure he will do well down there.
Deep for Chelmsford, number 8, Jeff Smart, number 23, Andy Sheridan.
First game's always a question. You want to get off to a good start, and I'm sure Chelmsford wants to get off to that start today. Here we go. Kick is picked up by Sheridan about the 15-yard line.
Carry for Chelmsford.
He's got broke away. Good return out to about the 35-yard line.
Excellent return, and you see Chelmsford picking up right where they left off last year. Opened up a good seam. The blocking was there just like it was all of last year.
That was one of their key ingredients, I think, last year, Dan, was the fact that they could, special teams did a real good job for them. Bringing out a new quarterback in Matt Brown this year. Chelmsford starting 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line.
Brown's a junior and
First down, Chelmsford.
did a good job last year on the JV squad. Very good job as a sophomore.
Chelmsford's in the eye. Deep back given to Walsh. Coming around the outside. Got a couple of good blocks. Gain of about about 9 yards.
It's a great pickup by Walsh. Billy Walsh. He's a senior. 5'9", 160 pounds. And he did a great job getting the outside. He's got some speed.
He did. Showed some speed getting around. Got some good blocking. It's a first down. That's a good start to the season. First play, first down. Chelmsford has a really huge interior line, and I'm sure they want to take advantage of that size.
Yeah, they're returning 4 out of 5 of their linemen are returning starters.
Hand off to John Kidd, straight up the middle. Gain of about 6 or 7. Actually had one man to beat and looked like the end zone.
John Kidd last year, he's the only Chelmsford back other than Chris Pashoni or Chris Benton, only guy returning that had more than 10 carries over the season. He's 16 carries, I believe, up around 200 yards. Just good job all around by John Kidd last season.
Also does a nice job blocking when he doesn't have the football.
Rumor has
Chelmsford again in the eye. Sweep to Walsh. Got the outside, got some room, and gain of about 10 more.
Nice
Another
job.
first down.
Nice job out to the 37.
Kubu and Josh Rivers on the tackle for North Middlesex.
Billy Walsh and showing he, goes on the outside. Let's like to see if Billy Walsh can go inside like Pashoni. One thing that Pashoni had over a lot of other running backs in the league is that he's a wrestler. And he really had good balance, and I think that helped him a whole bunch last year.
Certainly did, and he took real advantage of that. Looks first pass play of the season. Receivers there. Intercepted.
Intercepted by number 5, Mike Gans.
Mike Gans.
Mike Gans intercepted on about the 5-yard line for North Middlesex.
First and 10, North Middlesex.
Unfortunately, he had that. Mark Brown does a good job throwing the ball, but because he's such a good thrower and will throw the ball on occasion, he did have a share of picks last season, unfortunately.
Right, and that one maybe floated a little bit. They are going into a little bit of a breeze, and that ball seemed to float and hang up there a little bit longer. We'll see Chelmsford on defense for the first time.
Well, you saw the receiver down there, Jeff Smart, another returning player. He is a junior this year. Jeff Smart, and you see him kind of stop. He was running a good route, and then he had to stop and come in on the ball, and that allowed Gans to pick it off.
Middlesex straight up the middle, break a couple of tackles. Ball carried by Bartleson from North Middlesex, and he gained about 6 yards. Did a nice job there, broke a few tackles.
Yeah, he did, and I understand Bartleson was the go-to guy last week against Lowell for the North Middlesex Patriots here. And it looks like a pretty, he's a big kid.
Well, he showed some real strength in breaking 2 or 3 tackles in the first run. So it's North Middlesex second down on about the 12-yard line. Straight hand off, up the middle, not much there.
I think North Middlesex, they're a little bit small on their interior line, and of course the Lions returning a good chunk of their defense. Of course, big loss in their secondary. Almost their whole secondary is gone over last year. And you also have, Danny Warshawski,
Right.
number 55,
Right.
who was absolutely outstanding. Played varsity football his sophomore year on, and that is a huge loss. Probably the biggest loss of the season for the defense.
3rd and 4, sprint out option. Looking for a receiver. Oh, almost picked off.
Reception on the play by Michael Gant.
Completion to Michael Gans.
It's a pile up on the field.
Wow.
On the stop for Chelmsford.
That ball was almost picked off, but I think the officials are going to say the ball was down before Chelmsford recovered the fumble.
That was a huge crowd.
Certainly is a discussion.
First
Whoa,
down,
Chelmsford recovered the football.
By Chelmsford.
I think that was John McIsaac that was down there on that fumble. So a play that looked like a nice first down for North Middlesex turns into a first down on the 41-yard line of North Middlesex for Chelmsford.
Wow, what a break for Chelmsford. So far, 2 turnovers in this game. One for the Lions, the interception, and then the turnover fumble right here. Certainly a tough call to make for the referee, with the whole
It was.
pile up.
Yes, it was.
And Chelmsford just outside the Patriots 40-yard line.
And it works for us, so I'm not going to complain.
Straight handoff to Walsh. Once again, he's using that strength of their offensive line. Straight ahead for about 6 yards.
Oh, yeah, definitely that strength. Looks like you got the most experience on the line is in the left, and that's usually how it was. Billy Koenig played in the right side last year, moves over to the left because Eli Gumbakis on the left side.
I think you see most football teams are right-handed football teams. By that, they seem to run right most of the time. Matt Brown under center. 2nd and 5. Straight ahead to Walsh.
Again on the carry. Jeff Smart on the stop of North Middlesex.
Great penetration. Jeff Smart, number 49, on the tackle. He is a linebacker, 6'1", 265. He's a big boy. He's only a sophomore.
You really made a nice play there. Brings up a 3rd and 5 from the 35 for the Chelmsford Lions. It looks like they may have 2 downs here for a first down, but we'll see. Brown dropped back to pass, finds his receiver.
Reception on the play.
And that looks like Jeff
Number
Smart.
8 for Chelmsford, Jeff Smart.
Each of these teams has a Jeff Smart, not to be confused. Jeff Smart for North Middlesex, number 49. He's a linebacker. Also lines up as a tight end on occasion. And Jeff Smart, number 8 for the Lions, wide receiver. One of their better wide receivers last year, and he was a sophomore.
That was a gain of about 10 yards for the Lions. They needed 5, so that's a first down. And they're on about the 25-yard line. About 6 minutes left in the opening quarter. Hand off to John Kidd. John drives ahead for about 5, 6 yards.
Jeff Smart on the stop of North Middlesex.
Looks like most of the stuff that they've been doing has been going to the right side even.
Yes, it has. That was a nice gain by John. About 7 yards on that carry. Brings up a 2nd and 3. They're inside the 20.
The right tackle, I guess they're going to split time. Jimbo Welsh and John Murphy. It looks like Murphy's out there right now, number 76.
Handoff coming left this time. Not much there. Once again, looks like Jeff Smart. That was Bill Walsh again.
Walsh on the carry for Chelmsford. Picks up 3rd down for the Lions.
Guaranteeing this game, I think I'd like to see Coach Rich actually use some other running backs too, because there's a lot of question coming in. So.
And I think once you get people into the football game, they certainly feel that contribution that they can make. 3rd and 5, on about the 20-yard line. Back to pass again. Looks for his receiver and finds the same pattern. Looked like Jeff Smart. First down again.
Looks like the Lions are going to try to pick away at that zone on the right side, on the strong side. It says Mark Brown is 2 out of 3 so far. You know, both receptions, all 3 attempted passes actually to Jeff Smart.
That's correct. And now it's first and goal from about the 6. And timeout, Chelmsford.
Timeout on the play, Chelmsford.
Well, you know, they're moving the ball pretty well, you know, and they're showing they can throw the ball.
They've mixed up their offense, I think, nicely so far. They've shown that they can pass it, and they've certainly shown that there is an ability to run the football. This would be an important time now to put the ball in the end zone.
We'll be right back after this. Chelmsford driving toward the end zone. And we are back.
Well, we're back, and Chelmsford now has a first down on the 8-yard line of North Middlesex. They're first and goal. This is their second possession of the game. North Middlesex has actually only run 1 offensive play. It was a completed, or 2 offensive plays, I'm sorry. In a completed pass fumble, Chelmsford has the ball back.
Chelmsford's doing a good job of driving the ball, and, you know, unfortunately, you had the interception. And that's going to happen when you throw the ball a lot, especially in the high school level.
We have about 4:29 showing on the clock. We're playing 11-minute periods today, so a little bit longer than normal. Here we go. Chelmsford first and 10, first and goal. Looks like Walsh inside the 5 to about the 4. Gain of about 3.
You know, so far, the North Middlesex defensive line is really surprising. They're really holding up well against the interior run that Chelmsford can put up.
They've stood up to the test up to now. They're certainly smaller. Second down, 5 yards for a touchdown.
Even the size of the squad, Chelmsford suits up, you know, close to 80, 90 guys, and these guys only about 40.
Walsh again, the ball carrier, gain of about 3. He's down to about the 2. I'm sorry, Andy Sheridan on the carry. His first carry. Saw too many, didn't see enough 2s out there that time.
Idols on the spot for North Middlesex, number 75.
Brings up a 3rd and goal.
I'd like to see guys like Sheridan get, you know, more opportunities, but it looks like the same high backfield.
Ooh, we got a little bootleg rollout to the end zone. Looked like a catch. Touchdown! And it looks like Chelmsford touchdown.
92, I think that is Mike Smith, yes.
I believe you're right. Mike Smith with the reception.
Tight end Mike Smith.
So they took a little bit of a gamble down inside the 3, and it paid off.
Definitely it did. You know, you had, you know, Mounsey. I see him because he's out in the field right now. Going to make the extra point here. But what you have, you know, Mark Brown really knows how to throw the ball well, and I think after that first pass, which is quite up in the air, he's kept the ball, you know, pretty low.
Here's our point after. It's blocked. And then
So with Chelmsford leading 6-0, we'll be right back after this.
We're back. Eric Mounsey is ready to kick off following the first Chelmsford touchdown of the season. Score is 6-0. That was a approximately 41-yard drive and about 10 plays for the Lions.
You know, just a great job for the Lions. They moved the ball forward very, very well.
Nice kick by Mounsey. Received by Bartleson on about the 8-yard line. Chelmsford needs to cover, and they did.
Wow.
Tackle on the play by number 36, Chris Exaros.
Chris Exaros was down, certainly making a nice coverage on that kickoff. North Middlesex has the ball on the 21-yard line, and that's a good field position for Chelmsford. The defense hasn't had to be on the field very much. We'll get another look at them.
Hopefully we'll see what they can do, you know, see what that interior does. I don't see North Middlesex really this year even as much of a passing threat, but I have been proven wrong in the past.
I'm sure that was only once, though, Dan. Oh, real nice defensive play there by Mike Tusigno.
Mike Tusigno.
He just came untouched into the backfield.
Boy on the carry for North Middlesex.
Took down Murray in the backfield.
Brings up about a 2nd and 12. North Middlesex has the ball on their own 18-yard line.
Murray, the quarterback, he is a junior, 5'11", 180. He stands in there pretty well. Mark Brown just a little bit bigger than that for Chelmsford. 6'0", 168 he is listed as.
That's right. And he's back to pass. Looks like a screen. Fairly well set up. And Battleson's good ball carrier.
Good open field tackle, though, made by Charlie Bagney.
Yes, excellent tackle. That play was well set up, well designed.
Very well. You can see he got a pretty good block. Bartleson got a very good block. Really took McIsaac out of the play, which is the closest man to the ball.
And he was there to stop that play, and it had some potential to advance further down the field. It's now 3rd down and about 7 yards to go for a 1st down. This is a fairly important play for North Middlesex. I don't think they want to put their defense right back on the field again.
Definitely not.
And
Bartleson
again does everything. It's not a 1st down.
It's going to be short by about a yard and a half, 2 yards.
Nick Hansen there to make the play. Pass completion, but Nick was there. Brings up a 4th down and about a yard.
Looks like their punting unit coming onto the field.
Back deep for Chelmsford is Jeff Smart to receive this punt.
Smart did a lot of the receiving.
Smart in punt formation for Chelmsford.
North Middlesex punter is number 69, Luke LeMay.
Big boy, 6'2", 240.
Oh, he's through his hands, but he still has time. Kept his composure nicely. And got off an excellent kick.
31-32. We'll be back after this.
Okay, we're back. Chelmsford has the ball again on their own 30-yard line, having come up with a nice defensive stand. And this is their 3rd offensive series in the 1st period.
Doing an excellent job moving the ball downfield. Starting from about the 31 this time, they got a lot more work to do.
Oh, this is a good play for Bill Walsh. Nice blocking on the outside. Advance the ball up to about the 38-yard line.
Good pickup, and it's going to make it about 3rd down and 3 or 4. 2nd down.
Second down, right. Seems like it should be 3rd. We've had the ball so many plays. And there's about 35 seconds on the clock, but I think less than that in the officials' clock. And we end the 1st period with a score: Chelmsford 6, North Middlesex 0.
First period is over. We saw that in the last week against, can't talk today.
At the end of the 1st period here.
And I guess we're going to go to break because I can't talk, so we'll be right back.
Back again, and Chelmsford is still with the football. It's starting the 2nd period of play. They really dominated that 1st period of play. The time on the clock of possession had to be in the 9-minute area. North Middlesex having the ball for basically 5 to 6 offensive plays.
Yeah, that's about it. Chelmsford doing an outstanding job on both sides of the ball. I'd like to see him try to go up the middle a little bit more with Walsh. I realize Walsh, probably isn't as strong as Pashoni was, but Pashoni was he was a house.
He sure was. He was an amazing runner and could go outside or could, if you needed him to, could certainly go inside. All right, Chelmsford has the ball on their own 37-yard line. It's 2nd down and about 3 for a 1st down. And Matt Brown is the quarterback.
2nd and 3.
It looks sweep. Oh, North Middlesex read that play very well.
That's Fury.
Bill Fury in the sweep. Bill just had nowhere to go.
Number 75, Brian Isles.
It seemed as Bill caught the lateral, and he was also attacked by North
Murray
Middlesex.
on the carry for Chelmsford.
Yeah, it looks like
third down.
it's going to bring up third down, about 7.
That was one of the first negative plays that Chelmsford has had. Most every other play has been a real positive play. Brings up a 3rd and 7. Have a little bit of the wind with them, so let's see what they do.
2 split ends, I tell you, it's everything says pass, but.
And is Brown back to pass, looking sideline. Oh,
Incomplete.
nice play by North Middlesex.
Play by Alan Murray.
Alan Murray's made a nice play, deflected.
Brings up 4th down Lions.
And it brings up a 4th down. This looks like Chelmsford's first punting situation. We do have a flag on this play.
Looks like where it is, probably.
Flag is declined by North Middlesex.
Be a holding on the Lions.
Right. And wisely, North Middlesex refuses it, brings up a punting situation for Chelmsford. They'll be punting from their own, about approximately ball line of scrimmage, the 34-yard line.
Yeah, so a tough break for the Lions, but you really see the North Middlesex defense.
This is a little different. I agree, Dan. This is a little different North Middlesex team than played at Lowell last week. They're playing with a lot more enthusiasm today. Eric Mounsey back to punt.
Eric Muncie to kick for Chelmsford.
Good job last year, and unfortunately slipped in that field goal in Billerica. Yeah,
Nice.
Bottleson on the
Kicked it well to Bottleson, and met by this. Bottleson just bounces off of people.
1st and 10 North Middlesex.
I don't know. I saw a little bit of a block in the back, which I didn't
too.
see, which I didn't see a flag for.
Jeff Douglas on the tackle. I agree with you, Dan. I thought there might be a flag on that.
But evidently not, but we'll be right back after this.
Okay, North Middlesex has the football on their own 44-yard line, 1st and 10. And wide open receiver running into the Chelmsford secondary is number 33, Dan James.
James on the reception for North Middlesex.
Wow. Not only was that a great pass play, how Murray weaved it in and out, but James did an outstanding job taking it down the field, avoiding the Chelmsford defenders.
Excellently designed play. Murray threaded that ball right in there, and that brings up a 1st down on the Chelmsford 10-yard line. It's not quite 1st and goal, but that play covered somewhere in the vicinity of 40 yards. And it certainly brought the North Middlesex people to life. Murray on the keeper, turns it up inside
carrying for North
10.
Middlesex. And Hanson on the
about the 8-yard line.
I think it's going to take Chelmsford probably a couple of games, I think, until they really figure out how to do things and how to work together, as a full unit. Yes, they have had a little bit of game experience, scrimmage experience this year, but that really doesn't count when it comes to, real games like this.
You're absolutely right, Dan.
North Middlesex is a quality program, so.
And they've had the opportunity to play a football game, and I think that always helps when you've had one game that it counts in the standings. All right, here we go, 2nd and 8. And straight handoff from Murray to number 36, J.R. Lawrence. Lawrence takes it down to about the 5-yard line. It brings up about a 3rd and 5 for North Middlesex.
Lawrence on the carry.
He's the fullback. 5'10", 170, only a little bit bigger than their halfback, but he's a senior, this guy.
I've been impressed with the running of Bottleson from North Middlesex, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him somehow have the football in his hands right now.
Yeah, he's very aware of, where he needs to be, what he needs to do.
Yes, he is. Murray under center again. Bottleson is a deep back. And he fakes to Bottleson. He's going to throw it. He's got a receiver. Going to run it. And he runs in for the touchdown.
Number 13, Alan Murray.
Alan Murray takes it in, 5 yards for the touchdown, which ties the game at 6. Dan, on that play, I think he could have thrown it for the touchdown, or he could have run it as he did for the touchdown.
Well, I think he made a good decision. If he threw the ball, he's thrown into the wind. The wind is blowing across from our left to right and also across the field from the press box over to the other Chelmsford side.
He certainly did make the right decision. You know, obviously, when you score, you make the right decision.
For NMRS.
North Middlesex kicker is Brian Guilfoyle, and he can. The kick is good, but there's a flag down on the play.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. We're gonna go check out what this call is.
It's offside.
Offside and
Chelmsford.
So I guess we're gonna go to break.
Score is 7 North Middlesex, 6 Chelmsford, and North Middlesex fired up. Again, with North Middlesex kicking off the Chelmsford, leading 7-6. That was a very nice touchdown drive by North Middlesex. The key play being a Mark Murray pass to Dan James. They brought the ball to the 10, and they brought it in from there.
Show what you saw, the wrong score on the screen. It's a 6-0 Chelmsford.
And it's out of bounds.
It's out of bounds. Down about the 30-yard line. Chelmsford now, I think, needs to go back to reestablishing the control of the football game that they certainly had in the first period.
Well, I think
Have a break in the action. We once again like
really grind it down. You know, really use the run effectively. And you know, they gotta mix in a pass here or there. You know, keeping North Middlesex defense honest. So.
We're going to re-kick it. Chelmsford has elected to have North Middlesex re-kick the ball, so they'll kick it 5 yards further back. And back deep for Chelmsford, Andy Sheridan, Jeff Smart. It was a rather weak kick from North Middlesex. It didn't look like an onside kick. It just looked like he didn't hit it very well. Is kicking a little bit into the breeze.
Yeah, it did certainly tail off. It actually tailed off into.
North Middlesex kicker is Mike Gans, and he's doing the kicking.
So he's the kid that had the pick off of Mark Brown on the first drive.
That's right. Versatile player. And this one's much better kick to Andy Sheridan. At about the 35, straight up the middle, breaking away a little bit, still on his feet, across the 40, still on his feet, and brought down from behind, about the North Middlesex 35-yard line. So an excellent return by Andy Sheridan.
Quite glad the Chelmsford elected to take the kick over.
Very good decision. Chelmsford's in good shape now on their North Middlesex 36-yard line, 1st and 10. And I do think that this is an important series for the Lions, see if they can control and reestablish what they had done in the first period.
Well, definitely very important for the Lions here. Just get done what they need to do.
Bill Walsh is the tailback. Johnny Kidd, the up back. Give us to Walsh straight up the middle. He's hit by number 56 from Mike Guerrero from North Middlesex. Short gain, about 2 yards.
Josh Rivers on the tackle, assisted by.
See, while we saw Sheridan on the kick return, that's kind of the reason why I'd like to see him more. Last year, Sheridan, he did a good job running the ball. You know, the couple of handoffs that he did get.
He does have some good speed.
Another guy I'd like to see is Mike White, number 32 for the Lions.
Chelmsford spread the field a little bit, and we have a new quarterback for this series. Chelmsford's quarterback is
that's Fury.
Fury running the ball. He's running the option. Needs a block to get outside. Unfortunately, that's an excellent run by Bill Fury, but we have a flag in the area where there could be some holding on Chelmsford. So that may negate that particular play.
Yep, holding on Chelmsford.
That's too bad because Bill Fury had gotten outside and gained about 14 yards, which would have been a first down, but now we're going to be looking at something in the vicinity of 2nd and 20 yards.
Fury is a good kid. He's strong. He's very fast. And you got 2 years out of Mark Brown left. But look for Fury to probably be the starting quarterback.
I agree. Sophomore right now. So this is coming back and penalized from the spot of the infraction. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 14 for Chelmsford on the North Middlesex 40-yard line. We're in the second quarter. We have 7 minutes and 6 seconds left to go. North Middlesex 7, Chelmsford 6.
Brown back in.
So last week against Lowell, North Middlesex was trailing 7-0, and then they got a touchdown, tied the score, but then Lowell ran away with it, 21 points.
Right, Lowell wore them down as the game wore along. Inside little pass flip to number 99 from Chelmsford, and that's Greg Myers.
Greg Myers on the carry, Mike Kruppe on the stop on North Middlesex.
Well defensed, and Mike Kruppe, North Middlesex tackler, 3rd and 11. Chelmsford on the North Middlesex 38.
I think what they're probably going to have to do is probably go to the throw, to the pass in this play, 3rd and 11. They could try a sweep play with Bill Walsh, which has worked so far this season, today.
79, Corey Idaho assisted on that tackle.
It does look like a passing formation. Brown, the quarterback.
Only kid in the backfield, the fullback.
Fake the kid. Looked for the quick one over the middle, but now Brown's tucked it down and is going to run with it.
Knocked out of bounds by Matt Donovan.
And Matt got outside, but only for a gain of about 3 yards, which is going to create an interesting situation. The ball is on the 34-yard line, and it's 4th and 9. This may not be a punting situation for Chelmsford.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like they're bringing in the punting unit. I do not see Mounsey. And I think it's worth it, this deep into the territory.
I agree with you. I'm glad to see them looking for the first down here.
4th and 9 from
Brown, the quarterback. They need 9 yards for the first down. He drops straight back. Good protection. Fires over the middle. He was looking for Jeff Smart on the play and intercepted by number 34, David Cox of North Middlesex.
Mark Brown throws his second interception of the game, and we'll be right back after this.
And North Middlesex has the ball, 1st and 10 on the Chelmsford 25-yard line. Bartleson, the ball carrier, picked up maybe 1. Good defense by Chelmsford, but they gave up the football on an intercepted pass. That's Matt's second of the game, attempting to hit Jeff Smart on a turn-in over the middle.
That's unfortunate. They had a pretty good drive going, and yes, it was 4th down, with 9 yards to go. But now what the Chelmsford defense really needs to do, they gave up the ball. Now they're really going to have to, step up, try to take back the ball. I'd like to see them, their goal should be to have the lead when they go into the locker room.
Absolutely. Moray, the quarterback. Bartleson, the deep back. And Toussaint has Moray for a 7 or 8 yard loss. Excellent play by Mike Toussaint.
Number 62, Mike Toussaint.
Toussaint, we see not missing a beat from last year. Really got inside and continues to chase. He's got very good speed for a lineman.
That brings up about a 3rd and about 16 on the Chelmsford 19-yard line. Big play for the defense to step up here. They can get the ball back with decent field position if they can make this 3rd down play.
See, they got a couple of defensive backs deep. Dan Willette is one of them, and I can't make out the number on the other guy.
Murray, the quarterback.
Looks like Tim Leahy.
Whoa. Looks like Chelmsford jumped offside. Looked like Mike was a little bit over-enthusiastic on that play.
Have a flag on the play.
But it still will create a 3rd and 10 situation.
Offside Chelmsford.
For North Middlesex.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Yeah, what surprises me about North Middlesex is that they're dressing freshmen for this game. And they have a very small team, a lot of very small kids in this team.
But at the moment, those people are playing real good football. So it's 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Ball on about the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, of North Middlesex. Give us to Bartleson straight ahead. He's broke a couple tackles, running real hard. And he gained about 7 yards, but it'll still bring up about a 4th and 5. It looks like a punting situation. So the defense held.
Yeah, that's certainly what's happening. You got punting unit coming onto the field as of this time. Chelmsford themselves, they're only dressing 1 freshman for JV varsity. It's John Swenson, number 5. No, excuse me, not John Swenson. It is Bruce Rich.
Bruce Rich, right. Coach's son.
5'8", 130. He's a freshman.
Luke LeMay, the kicker. Chelmsford's close to blocking it, but he gets off a nice kick. Jeff Smart to receive, and he's brought down immediately. by number 75 of North Middlesex, and that's Brian Isles.
That disappointment, that would have been a good time to, call a fair catch right there. Save yourself a hit.
That's exactly right. The Chelmsford looked like they were going to block the kick, so therefore there was not going to be much help. Okay, we're going to
take a look at that one again. Oh, that's actually the Bartleson run. Taken down there by 43, which is Brian Viglione, defensive back. He's a junior. He's a pretty good-sized kid, too.
Okay, Chelmsford comes out with Matt Brown. They're on their own 38-yard line. And Brown has the ball, looking to throw again. And overthrown, looking for a receiver on that particular play. Number 87, Jesse Arhadic. And there is a flag.
Tight end. Let's see what the call is. Oh, it's on Chelmsford again.
Holding, preliminary holding against
This
Chelmsford.
is the third or fourth penalty on Chelmsford early in the game. And you can't keep putting yourself in a hole where it's first and 20 or first and 15. It's very difficult to overcome that.
2 years ago, the Lions really had a problem with the penalties. And this year, anyhow, or last year, anyhow, they really got away from that.
First down, Chelmsford.
Coach Rich relayed to me his positive feelings on that, and this can't be good for the Lions. They've already been called on too many penalties today.
Exactly right. They're great drive stoppers, and they really help the defense. So now it's a first and 20. The ball is back to the 25-yard line of Chelmsford. Matt Brown, the quarterback, gives straight ahead. And nice job by John Kidd on the play. Gain of about 8 yards. But that brings up a second and about 15 yards. Chelmsford has thrown the ball in this game, Dan, more than I expected that they would.
Well, I think a lot of that is just having them find really a solid running back that they can go to all the time. I mean, Kidd is a fullback. He's a very good blocking back. He's not like Benton. Benton could have played halfback for anyone last year.
Had the speed to do that. Brown back again to throw. Looking deep. Oh, he throws it underneath. Again to his intended receiver was Mike Smith. Pass was overthrown. So that's going to bring up a third down and 15. It's another passing situation.
Definitely. Not good for the Lions.
We're deep into this second period now with the clock showing 2:44. Chelmsford did dominate the first period, but the second period their offense has really sputtered. They have not been able to get anything started.
Definitely so. They got to move.
Brown once again back to throw, looking for a receiver. Throws, finds Smart at the first down marker and completes it.
On the reception.
Gain of about 17 yards on that play for the Chelmsford Lions, but more importantly, a first down, Dan. Score is, at the present time, North Middlesex 7, Chelmsford 6. Chelmsford on the move at midfield.
I really like that play calling decision by Coach Rich right there. The route, especially that Jeff Smart ran, he's got a lot of yards to make up. It's good that he ran the pattern past the first down marker.
Brown, the quarterback, gives to Walsh, coming off tackle. Gains of about 4 or 5 yards.
J.R. Lawrence on the spot for North Middlesex.
Bills had the ball now. Seven carries for approximately 40 yards. And it brings up a second and approximately 7 yards for first down. This looks like the 2-minute warning, folks.
We got 2:13 on the clock. Like I said, the Chelmsford goal has to be probably to score and take the lead before halftime. Referee talking to Coach Rich, and we'll see what happens.
Well, it is the 2-minute warning, so Chelmsford has approximately 44 yards to go for a score to take the lead in this half, as North Middlesex has 7, Chelmsford 6. Lions are attempting to find some rhythm on offense to balance the run and the pass, but this situation probably calls more for passing than it does for running. There's actually 1:49 left in the second period, first half.
So they do, it's like you said, Bruce, it's really important now for Chelmsford to really establish a rhythm.
Brown straight back to pass. Fakes once, outside, looking to run, throws it way down the field, and has a receiver.
Wow.
It's caught. Just an excellent reception by number 20.
That's Jeff Ravanis.
Jeff Ravanis, number 22. Ravanis came back to get the football, out-fought the defender. He was well covered on that play, Dan.
Very well covered. You see some contact. Not really where you'd consider it as a pass interference. The ball wasn't in the air yet. But he did a good job getting free and did a good job, still with the defender on him to make that great catch.
Chelmsford has the ball just outside the 10-yard line. It's 1st and 10. There is 1:33 and the clock is moving. Left to go in the first half. Matt Brown, the quarterback. Full house backfield, straight eye. Give us to Walsh. He's met right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. So that brings up a 2nd and 10. Corey Isles playing a real good football game for North Middlesex.
What I've seen so far, the running play from Chelmsford, you get good interior blocking, good initial attack by the offensive line, 4 out of 5 guys returning. But one thing that you see is that they don't really get much past that. In North Middlesex, certainly they got a great linebacking core. 49, Jeff Smart, doing a great job for North Middlesex so far.
Certainly has. Brown rolls out, throws to the corner of the end zone. And the ball is knocked away.
Number 5, Mike Gann.
Good pass, well defended, intended for, looks like, is that Mike Smith over there, Dan, again?
Yeah, I believe that's who it looked like.
So that brings up 3rd down now and about 9 yards for Chelmsford. They're about the 9-yard line. They can get a first down before a touchdown, but it would be very, very close to the goal line. This is an important play because then a decision has to be made as to field goal, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Bringing in more of a throwing set. McGuire's out there. 22 Ravanis is out there, and Sopel is on the near side.
Here we go. Fake the kid. Brown back to pass. Looking into the end zone. Has a receiver. Knocked away again.
Jeff Smart.
Jeff Smart again, intended receiver, and here comes Eric Mounsey to attempt a field goal. This would be a field goal attempt of about 27 yards, I believe. Going to be snapping from about the 9. Kick will come from just about the 16-yard line. So 16 yards on Eric's kick.
Eric Muncie to attempt the field goal.
Mark Brown is the holder. Ball's down. Kick is up, looks good. Right through the uprights, and it's a field goal for Chelmsford. 3 points. Chelmsford's 9. North Middlesex 7. An important field goal for the Chelmsford Lions, Dan.
Certainly, definitely. They take the lead on that play. It's going to be important for them to hold North Middlesex this last 36 seconds. But we'll be right back with the kickoff after this.
Chelmsford's getting ready to kick off the last 36 seconds of the second period. Just before halftime, a real important field goal by Eric Mounsey. That had plenty of distance. It would have been probably good from 36 yards away. Chelmsford's in. Eric is kicking off now to North Middlesex, and Dan is correct. This is an important time for Chelmsford defense to not let anything happen that would change the first half score.
Score that you see is incorrect on the scoreboard on the field.
Nice kick by Mounsey to Bartleson. Deep receiver, and he's bringing the ball back and gets knocked down by Chelmsford defensive player, Palumbo, and looked like number 97 as well for Chelmsford in that tackle.
Looked like Hansen got the first hand on Bartleson. Number 55, he's listed as a linebacker, but playing special teams.
So there are 26 seconds left to go in the first half. North Middlesex with the football on their own 30-yard line. Chelmsford needs to play a little bit, prevent defense here, not let anything big happen in front of them. Murray on the sweep, pitches it. Oh, risky play at that point in the football game.
Bounds, Jason Bartleson on the carry.
Viglione, the first guy to get to the ball carrier, picked it up as Bartleson.
That play had disaster written all over it for North Middlesex. Chelmsford now can maybe use their timeouts. There's only 20 seconds left to go, though. So we'll see what North Middlesex does. I would expect that they would just maybe keep the ball on the ground now.
Yes, we will have the Chelmsford High School marching band in for halftime. Doing a good job.
Second down, Patriots.
Second down and about 14 yards to go for a first down. And he takes a knee. Murray takes a knee, and I think that was a pretty wise decision on his part. Don't want to fumble in that situation. Chelmsford does call a timeout, though.
Chelmsford calls timeout.
Chelmsford wants to make them, let's make them take the play. If I was North Middlesex head coach Patrick Haverty, by the way, it's his first season as head coach of this squad. He's doing a pretty good job so far. But one thing that I don't like about his play calling right now is that if I was him, I'd probably take the ball up the middle. Just run the ball. Like that flea flicker play, that was a little bit risky there.
Well, I think Chelmsford's goal right now is to make them punt. It is third down. It's about 18 yards to go for a first down. And if this play is not successful and Chelmsford calls an immediate timeout, they will have to punt the football into a pretty good breeze.
Well, the North Middlesex, two members of the North Middlesex coaching staff.
He certainly has his people enthusiastic about playing today, coming off a loss. They're ready to play football. So we'll see what North Middlesex does here now, whether they repeat what they just did and take a knee, force Chelmsford to call a timeout, or will they actually try to advance the football down the field. And it's a sweep to Bartleson, using up some clock. Bartleson is definitely, if he gets out of bounds though, which he did Chelmsford a little bit of a favor. Just 7 seconds left on the clock.
On the spot for
Just barely got back. Oh yeah, he could advance because it was barely got back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's right. So it's 4th and 10, Dan, and
fourth down.
I think they will have to punt the football. It's possible that they could run that sweep again and try to run the clock out. Let's see what they do.
7 seconds. I think the best thing they could do is punt the ball away.
The only problem with that is on the first punt, they did have a snap problem. So I'm not sure that they want to risk that right now.
Looks like they're keeping their regular unit out. Murray coming back onto the field, number 13, their quarterback.
Right. I think that's a wise play with North Middlesex, and I do expect them to run wide and try to run for 7 seconds. So Murray has got them under center, and he's looking downfield. He just wants to eat up 7 seconds, basically. Timeout, Chelmsford. And did they get it? Clock says 1.2. And I guess they didn't get it because teams are leaving the field at halftime with the score. The Chelmsford Lions 9, North Middlesex 7.
Well, I think, we're going to see North Middlesex come out. They get the ball in the second half. But, the Chelmsford's really got to stop them on this play. So
Chelmsford really has played a little bit of an erratic football game, to be honest. They did very well in the first half and late in the first period, and then late in the second period. In between, North Middlesex did have some life and moved the football down the field. So let's see what kind of adjustments we make at halftime and what the Lions will do as they come back out.
And, we'll see you back after halftime. Until then, enjoy the halftime show.
We're back. Start the third period. The second half is about to begin. Chelmsford will be kicking off to North Middlesex. Chelmsford is leading in the football game 9-7. They scored in the first period on a nice long drive, and then Eric Mounsey kicked a field goal late in the second period for that 9-7 lead.
Well, I see they really dominated the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, I think they really came back to North Middlesex a little bit.
North Middlesex gained some confidence. I agree with you, Dan. Eric Mounsey will be kicking off. Chelmsford moved the football fairly well in the first half with the run and the pass. They had 82 yards passing on a 4-for-9 throwing by Mark Brown. they had 66 yards rushing. Here's Moundsey's kickoff.
Kick is away.
It's a hard spiral kick picked up by Bartleson on about the 15, and it met immediately by number 97 from Chelmsford.
First and 10,
Chris O'Brien. So a great kickoff coverage by Chris. North Middlesex will start on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, first possession of the third period.
O'Brien, especially the whole Chelmsford special teams, does a really good job getting downfield, and making sure Bartleson didn't get anything on that. We've seen too many times so far today that Bartleson's a really dangerous back, really dangerous person with the ball.
I agree with you, Dan. It's really good to stop him in his tracks before he gets momentum. Murray, the quarterback, and fakes to Bartleson, throws out in the flat, and a great pass coverage by number 43 from Chelmsford, who is Brian Viglione. Was right there on pass coverage, had that play read very nicely. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for North Middlesex.
Yeah, Viglione did a great job. You see the pass? Good pass from Moray right into the hands of Byron, but just an excellent play by Viglione to break it up. Timed his hit perfectly.
It's hopefully Chelmsford will be able to come up with an excellent defensive series here and give the offense good field position with which to start the third period.
One note that we want to bring to you is that Barry McDonald is out. He's on the sideline in an air cast, actually.
And Moray's back to pass again, roll out, he's going to keep it, no, he's hit, and he gets a nice pass out in the flat to number 14, Mark Watson.
Wide open, Watson.
Moray did an excellent job on that play. He looked as though he was going to tuck the ball down and run with it, but just at the last moment pulled up and found Watson in the flat, wide open for the first down, out to the North Middlesex 32.
As it looks like we have O'Brien, number 97. He's taking the spot of Barry McDonald on that end spot.
So North Middlesex likes to throw out of the option, which puts pressure on the defensive ends for Chelmsford. They're ready to go 1st and 10. And it's a straight handoff, not much yardage there. So about the Chelmsford 33, maybe a gain of 1.
It's McIsaac on the stop. Defensive lineman usually plays tackle for him. Actually, I see most of the time last year.
Mike has played a nice football game. Mike Tousineau has made some real strong defensive plays for Chelmsford. 2nd and 9 from the 33. First possession of the third period.
2nd 10.
Moray, the quarterback, Bartleson, the deep back. Moray drops straight back. Looks like a screen. Well read by the Chelmsford defense. Once again, Mike Tousineau is there. McIsaac, all making excellent plays.
And you have to wonder what was said to the Chelmsford Lions in the locker room. They, I think so far they look like two different football teams.
I agree, Dan. We both remarked about that at halftime, and I agree with you totally. Defense looks like they're playing with much more enthusiasm. I mean, to be quite frank, North Middlesex was the more enthusiastic football team in the first half. It's 3rd and 20. Ball's on about the North Middlesex 20-yard line. Chelmsford jumped. Looks like they might be offside. This is a free play. It looks like Chelmsford was offside, unless they were drawn.
I think they got back. It looked like they got back. You definitely saw who jumped.
And the ball carrier for was Alan Murray, the quarterback for North Middlesex. And it was offside on Chelmsford.
I don't know. I really think he got back. He jumped. I mean, it's not like Federation. Which they play up in New Hampshire, where if you jump off sides,
the play immediately
is automatically dead.
Right.
And right here, this is real, NFL rules, where you can jump and then jump back, and as long as you jump back before the snap, you're good.
It did look like he was back onside before the ball was snapped, but not the way the officials saw it. It's 3rd down and 15, and the ball's now on about the 27-yard line of North Middlesex. Once again, it is a passing situation, but Murray has shown that he can roll out very nicely in this situation.
Bartleson is the deep back.
Murray, the quarterback, once again drops straight back, flares it out to Bartleson. Bartleson is coming up the sideline, but short of the first down.
Bring up 4th down. Giving up the yardage there to Bartleson, but still making sure they got it. And they got him before he got into first down territory.
So the defense certainly has done their job on the first series, and now Jeff Smart will receive the punt. Here's a replay.
See, good protection. And taken by Bartleson. Really did a good job taking that ball as far as he could.
LeMay is the punter. Chelmsford once again gets very close to the kicker, and the ball is really kicked straight up in the air, not very far. Ball is downed on the 47-yard line of Chelmsford, so they start with excellent field position.
And we'll be right back after that. Chelmsford takes over from their own 47.
Okay, Chelmsford has the ball 1st and 10. Brown gives it straight handoff to John Kidd, running straight up the middle, but he's met with a host of tacklers from North Middlesex. No gain at all on that play.
Interesting, I see, though, lining up deep in the backfield is Sheridan, number 23.
Right, I think that's an attempt maybe to bring some speed into the backfield. 2nd and 10 from the 47-yard line of Chelmsford. Mark Brown is bringing the Lions up to the line of scrimmage. Brown gives the ball to Sheridan, who comes off the left side. He's met at a gain of approximately 3 yards by number 79 from North Middlesex, who is Corey Ireland. Nice tackle by Corey.
3rd and 7. I think this is a really big play for the Lions right here. This could really set the tempo of the second half. 3rd and 7, really depends on what they do. They could go to the sweep that they've run with, much success so far today. Or they could throw the ball. Brown, 4 for 9. He's thrown 2 interceptions, but his passes averaging over 20 yards apiece.
And Mark does drop straight back, looking for his receiver. Looks like Jeff Smart out there again, and it's another first down. That combination has really worked, Dan, today for Chelmsford.
Oh, certainly it has. Jeff Smart, he's got really good hands. Really a great up-and-coming player last year, and he's only a junior this year. He's still got another year.
That's certainly bodes well for the future. That was a gain of about 12 yards on the play, and the Lions have the ball 1st down on the 39-yard line of North Middlesex. And Mark Brown again the quarterback, and the deep back is John Kidd. And the handoff once again is the Kidd running straight up the middle. Had some room there, gain of about 8 yards, it looks like, on the play.
Great job by Kidd right there. Take care of that.
John's had the ball 5 or 6 times today, and with the exception of 1 time, he's had some running room. So Chelmsford coming out on a passing formation, but running the ball straight ahead.
Well, that's what you get with experience from John Kidd. He knows where to go. He's really the only guy on the team this year that had a lot of rushing experience.
Quick drop back pass from Mark Brown to number 92 for Chelmsford. The receiver is Mike Smith. Another completion, takes the ball down to about the 12-yard line.
Interesting, just while I have it on my mind, one thing I see for North Middlesex, their quarterback, Moray, number 13, he has his ankle taped.
It's an interesting situation as well. Chelmsford starting this particular series, 1st down on the 12-yard line. They've mixed the run and the pass very nicely on this drive. Let's see what they do here. Brown the quarterback, John Kidd the deep back. And John has the ball with some blockers in front of him. Caught from behind by Matt Donovan. John did have some people in front of him, but he still gained about 3 yards on the play, taking the ball inside the 10.
The Lion offensive line there did a good job pushing forward and pushing forward and pushing forward. Really trying to get, room for John Kidd. And they did give him room. The only problem was they didn't bank on Matt Donovan, who, really quick, came up from right behind John Kidd.
He may have saved the touchdown on that play, Dan, I think. Mark Brown gives to Sheridan, running straight ahead. He's grabbed by number 79 from Corey Island from North Middlesex. Made another nice tackle. Brings up about a 3rd down and 7. 3rd and 7 or 8 for Chelmsford. They're in that zone that they were in a couple of times in the first half, where they have a little bit of yardage to go, and they need desperately to take advantage of these situations. They have a timeout down on the field.
They, like you said, Bruce, they really need to take advantage of their scoring opportunities. They're going right now 3rd about 7 from the 10-yard line. 3rd quarter, 4 minutes. But I guess we're going to go to a quick commercial break while we have a timeout. So we'll be right back.
Back once again. This is an interesting situation now for Chelmsford. They have a 3rd down with about 8 yards to go for a 1st down. They're inside the 10-yard line of North Middlesex. They can get a 1st down without a touchdown. Mark Brown is the quarterback. John Kidd, the deep back. And he drops straight back, looking down the field. Good protection in the corner of the end zone. Incomplete. Close call to Jeff Smart, running a nice pattern.
Brown led him a little bit too far.
Which brings up another interesting situation, Dan. Now we have a 4th down with about 8 yards. This is almost the same range that Eric kicked his field goal, Eric Mounsey, late in the 2nd period. But it doesn't look like well, I take that back.
4th down, Chelmsford.
Chelmsford is not going to kick the field goal. I guess maybe the thinking here is to leave North Middlesex deep if they're not successful. Important play in the football game for both teams. Brown is the quarterback, looking for a slant pattern to Smart. I think he has it for the touchdown. What a great pass and catch.
Wow, what a play. Great pattern run by Jeff Smart.
Jeff has just been outstanding receiver today. Certainly Mark's favorite target.
Certainly so far. He's really the only guy. Well, he's gone to Mike Smith a couple of times and tried Hardwick once. But all of his completed passes have been, with the exception of one, to Smart.
Excellent call by the Chelmsford coaching staff. And this is Eric Mounsey attempting the point after touchdown with Mark Brown holding. Snap is back, ball is down. Whistle blows, though, before the play takes place. The score at the present time is Chelmsford 15, North Middlesex 7. And we had some type of a problem before the ball was actually snapped.
They're already out by 8 points right here. I think I'd like to see the Lions try for a 2-point conversion here.
Which they just might do if this penalty is against North Middlesex. And it is against North Middlesex, which would move the ball a little bit closer to the goal line, which may affect the thinking on this particular play.
Yeah, Mounsey's coming off.
Looks like a delay of game call against North Middlesex, or an illegal substitution. And Mounsey's coming out, so it looks like Chelmsford is going to try for the 2-point conversion. I agree with Dan. I think this is an excellent decision, once again, by the coaching staff. Let's see what they do. And Mark Brown is the quarterback. Sheridan is the deep back. And the ball given to Sheridan, who busted up and gets in for 2 points. So that makes the score 17-7 in favor of Chelmsford.
We'll be right back after this.
Mounsey has kicked off to Bartleson of North Middlesex following a Chelmsford touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion. And a little bit of extracurricular activity after the play, but it looked like the ball was fumbled. And that's the result of the skirmish that was down on the field. That ball was returned by Bartleson of North Middlesex. They now start 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line, trailing 17-7.
We have this situation here up in the booth. Every time we come back, over the intercom, Tom Peterson calls us talent, which I'm not really used to being called talent.
No, at first, Dan, I certainly didn't know to whom he was referring, but I thought it was you, certainly. Okay, the quarterback for North Middlesex is Moray. Deep back is Bartleson. 1st and 10. Sweep, pitch back to Bartleson. He has nowhere to go whatsoever. Chelmsford defense is stepping up in the second half and playing much better football game.
Well, I want to see. I want to see what happens here with Moray, because as we mentioned before, Moray has his ankle taped.
And he is a big part of their offense, both passing and as well as running.
So what happens, he looks to be jogging all right onto the field, and maybe just a precautionary measure.
Right.
2nd and 9 for the Patriots.
2nd and 9. The ball is on the Chelmsford 26-yard line. Moray under center. Fakes to Bartleson. Looks like they're trying to set up a screen again.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Oh.
Big loss. Tackle Chelmsford number 69 was on the play. Sendelbeck.
Mike Finnegan on the stop for
Mike Finnegan
Chelmsford.
making a great play. North Middlesex has looked like they tried to set up a screen twice and have not had any time at all to do that.
Sendelbeck lives right up the street from me, and I like to tease him a little bit. But he's really a good kid, and he did a really good job. He's a big kid, but he's pretty quick for a big kid. Like that.
Well, I'd be a little careful, Dan, about teasing him in the future. He's certainly growing up, and maybe we should rethink that philosophy.
Oh yeah.
It's 3rd and about 25 yards to go for a first down now for North Middlesex, and they're deep in their own territory, inside their 20. And Moray is back to pass, and he is just leveled by Mike Tousineau. The pass intended for Gans. Tousineau was right in his face. Brings up a 4th down now in about 25. Jeff Smart dropping back to receive the punt. It certainly looks like a punting situation.
Oh, definitely, it's a punting situation. They bring in their punter, who was number 69, Luke LeMay. But you saw the pass. He was rushed, and he underthrew the pass. He didn't lead his receiver.
This ball looks like it may have been deflected by Chelmsford. They just keep getting closer and closer to LeMay each time he goes to kick. This punt didn't travel very far at all.
Not at all, but that's what happens when you swarm the ball. We'll be back. 51 seconds remaining in the 3rd.
Okay, Chelmsford has the ball in great field position inside the 30-yard line. To give us to Bill Fury, who shows some speed outside, gets a great block from flanker.
He's in.
And a touchdown.
Wow.
Got a great block at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Smart stood up the last remaining man, and Fury scores the touchdown, a gain of about 26 yards for the touchdown.
And that's really what Chelmsford needed to do right there. Coming out, and immediately they're asserting their, trying to assert their dominance in the second half.
Just what we had spoken about, and they certainly have done that. Eric Mounsey is on to attempt the point after touchdown. And this time I think Chelmsford certainly is going to kick it. They now have increased their margin to 23-7. Snapper is Bill Walsh. The holder is Mark Brown. And the snap is back, and it's blocked again. I'm not sure whether that was a situation on the hold or on the kick. Dan?
I think the was a little bit of a deflect right there. Certainly didn't travel very well. Looked like it could have been deflected, but anyhow, we're gonna go back to a commercial break. I know you love us, but we're being told to go. So we'll be back. 45 seconds to go.
Hey, Eric Mounsey's kickoff following the Chelmsford touchdown was returned by Bartleson. He brought the ball back out to the 19-20-yard line. Chelmsford now with a commanding 23-7 lead. There's approximately 36 seconds left in the 3rd period. Chelmsford has scored very quickly. One play, touchdown of 22 yards following a very poor North Middlesex punt. Chelmsford defense have dominated the entire 3rd period.
Chelmsford has really dominated. They've dominated the offense. The special teams have dominated. And the offense is keeping North Middlesex on their toes.
And this is a great run by North Middlesex by the Matt Donovan, who has broke the line of scrimmage and has taken the ball 80 yards down the field. 80-yard play. There is a flag, however, back at midfield.
There is a flag on the play.
See what
and
happens.
I think this is coming back, much to the dismay of the North Middlesex fans.
This place is going to come down. block in the back on North Middlesex, illegal use of hands.
And it appeared to me, Dan, to be a block that did not need to be made. I think the Donovan was going to score that touchdown with or without that block. So certainly a tough break for North Middlesex.
Blocking from the back. First down, North Middlesex.
This is a big break for the Lions.
Matt Donovan did show some speed, though. He broke away at the line of scrimmage, and it was a track meet, and he won the track meet.
Oh, he's got a lot of quickness.
So it was a first down, however, and North Middlesex does have the ball on their own 39-yard line, still trailing 23-7. Break for Chelmsford. Let's see if the defense can take advantage now.
First and 10, Patriots. Just inside the 40-yard line.
Murray gives straight back to Donovan, the same ball carrier, and he breaks away again. Shows excellent elusiveness. He brings the ball out for about 9 yards. That should probably be the last play of the third period as well.
Yeah, well, North Middlesex showing that they do have multiple weapons. It looks like this 30, that's our ball carrier, Donovan, and it looks like he's hurting.
He does. He's either winded or he's hurting, one or the other, Dan. Maybe a little of both.
Yeah. It's certainly an 80-yard sprint.
That's the end of the third
right.
quarter here at the Johnny Young Memorial Field with the score.
That's it.
Chelmsford 23, North Middlesex 7.
And we're going to go to a quick break. We're going to try not to miss any of the action, but we'll be right back.
Okay, we're back here at North Middlesex. Chelmsford, we're about to start the fourth period. Chelmsford outscored North Middlesex by 15 points. They scored twice, once on a pass and once on a run. Once again, dominating the third period, but they just received a break, and North Middlesex had an 80-yard touchdown run called back because of blocking in the back, so that certainly has helped Chelmsford. We'll see what the fourth quarter brings, Dan.
Certainly a big break for the Lions, getting that call. And yes, it was a good call. Those sort of things happen. Kind of an unnecessary block right there. There was no one within, 5-6 yards of Donovan, when he was going downfield. And really, there was no need for him.
Absolutely. Those are the things that I think really drive coaches crazy when you want your boys to be enthusiastic, but in that particular situation, you also have to be realistic and seeing what's in front of you. Murray, the quarterback, short yardage. He fumbles. The snap is fumbled. Donovan picks up the ball, and they're going to have a loss here of about 4 yards. That ball seemed to go right through Murray's hands.
Yeah, it almost looked like the center threw the ball.
Right. I don't know if the snap count and the quarterback were on the same page at that time.
Well, a good heads-up play by Donovan just to recover the ball.
Yes, it was. 3rd and 5 now. The ball's on the 45-yard line of North Middlesex. This is an important play for them if they expect to get back in the football game. I think they have to score early in this fourth period.
Oh, they definitely will have to if they want to get back in. They are down by 16 points at this point. And
so here we go, 3rd and 5. Murray, the quarterback, Bottles in the deep back. Murray is running the sweep, the option, and he is met at the line of scrimmage by number 47 from Chelmsford, who is Austin Pasico. And he made a real nice play. So it brings up a 4th down for North Middlesex. They've got a decision to make here, Dan.
They certainly do. Trying to figure out, it looks like Murray's coming back out.
He's staying in the game, you're right. So they're going to roll the dice here in a little bit. It's in a situation where they're in Chelmsford territory, but they don't have maybe many possessions left, so they've got to take a chance. Chelmsford defense needs to step up. Murray calls signals, drops straight back, looks the pass, the flare to Bottleson, and he's going to pick up the first down and more, and he's down the sideline, deep into Chelmsford territory.
So the gamble certainly pays off.
It certainly did. That was a gain of about 35 yards on that pass play. Just a simple drop straight back, let the receivers go down, clear out some of the Chelmsford secondary, and then flip it sideways to Bottleson.
That play has killed Chelmsford a number of times today.
Yes, it has.
So far, just that short pass to the flats. And Bartleson's done a great job of running it, and he's getting a well-deserved break.
North Middlesex is set up with a 1st and 10 from the Chelmsford 28-yard line. So really the key play in the ball game for them, and up to this point. Murray, the quarterback. Donovan is now the deep back.
We'll see how that affects the momentum of the game at this point.
And the give is to Donovan. Big ball straight up the middle. And once again, he gets great yardage down into the Chelmsford secondary. Gain of about 8 yards on that particular play, which brings up 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2, yeah, definitely. You know, they have to. Chelmsford defense now, after giving up big play right there in the flats, and you know, it was a great play ran by North Middlesex. You know, now coming up the middle for 8 yards.
Dan, I've got to wonder where this Donovan was in the first half. He's looked outstanding here in the second half. Give to Donovan again. Not much this time, though. He's met at the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 2 yards, and I think we have a flag again on this play.
Chris O'Brien on the first hit for
No, I'm sorry, we don't. It's third down and about 4.
It's a little slow getting up, though.
Very slow getting up.
You know, one thing, though, Donovan, we have starting running back, Jason Bartleson. He's a senior, 6'0", 180. What we've seen about Donovan, who's getting a big hand as he comes off the field. Fans very appreciative of what he's doing. He's only a freshman.
And maybe that's why we haven't seen quite so early, because don't want to rush him into things. But, boy, he is a talent.
Big kid for a freshman, too,
Yes.
5'7", 170.
Absolutely. Murray straight back to pass. Looks to Bartleson again, just overthrew him. He was open, but he was overthrown.
Bartleson did a good job getting free on that play. You know, had about a 3-yard cushion between him and any other Chelmsford defender. And, you know, unfortunately, Moraes just overthrew the ball.
Chelmsford is leading in the football game by a score of 23-7. This is another big play for North Middlesex. It's a 4th down, 4 yards to go. The ball is on the Chelmsford 22-yard line. So this is a must play for both defense as well as offense.
Stadium announcer poking fun at, we'll get back on that later.
Deep pass to number 19 for number 19, Doug Murphy, another freshman receiver.
Intended for Doug Murphy.
A lot of the fans in the stand here wanted the pass interference call. I don't blame them. Well, there was a hand over there.
That could have been called. I think so, Dan, too. There was certainly some contact, whether it was initiated by the offensive player or the defensive player. But Chelmsford takes over now, having stopped North Middlesex on downs, and take over at their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10.
What I was saying about the announcer, the stadium announcer here, poking fun at the decision to move the game to today. You know, we got a lot of rain in the area yesterday, and they moved the game to today.
Well, it's certainly a beautiful day, and when there's lightning in the area, I think you have to be aware of that at the safety of the people involved. 1st and 10 for Chelmsford. And the ball is given to Fury again, who runs it straight up the middle, gains about 2 yards on the play. Chelmsford has been, excuse me, Dan, go ahead.
Fury's tough. He's very strong. And, you know, he takes the ball, and I like that they're giving it to him. He was one of the few freshmen that played on the varsity team last year.
That's right. Sophomore this year, and seems to be gaining more game experience as we get deeper into the football game. It's 2nd and 7 for Chelmsford. Mark Brown still the quarterback, and Fury the deep back. And he's coming straight ahead once again. He's got a couple of blockers, gets a little bit outside, still stays in bounds, gains maybe 4 or 5 more.
He's
very close to the first down.
Very close to the mark.
He seems to be very enthusiastically carrying the football too, Dan.
I just remember my biggest memory of him is, you know, seeing I umpired in town, and you know, when he played for the Little League Major Twins a few years ago, back when he was 10, 11, 12, he didn't, you know, he had arm problems, elbow problems, I forget what it was, but he showed really a lot of heart. He was there for every game. You know, he played DH.
Well, that certainly speaks well of his carrying that same spirit into football. Through the 3 periods of the game, Chelmsford has balanced the run and the pass quite nicely, having run for 117 yards and thrown it for 124 yards. So that's a nice balance. It would be nice to be able to, I think, you could keep that up in each game during the rest of the season. Chelmsford now did get the first down on that particular play, so they're up to the 32-yard line of their own 32-yard line. They've scored on their previous 2 possessions in this half and are looking to make it 3 for 3.
All right, you got 7:10 left.
And Brown is back to pass, and he's got a receiver if he can reach him. And it's Jeff Smart. Can he reach him?
Intercepted by Jason Donaldson. Incomplete.
I don't think Jason caught that football. They're very close.
Yeah.
Jeff Smart did have a step.
Incomplete.
In and out of Bartleson's hands, and again we see a situation where where Mark Brown threw the ball, and it was up, and it got caught up in the wind.
Right. That wind is a little bit more of a factor than it certainly appears. That ball just did hang. It's 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Chelmsford is trying to, I'm sure, manage the clock as we move into the 4th period, as well as trying to score at the same time. And the ball is given to Bill Walsh. He gets outside again with another great block out there from his wide receiver. And
Still
down
going.
the sideline he goes. Jeff Ravanis really provided some real nice downfield blocking on that particular play, Dan.
Certainly he did, and not to say enough about that run by Walsh. Good second effort and third effort. Makes a good spin. A couple of good power moves right in through the middle, and really did a nice job.
That was a gain of about 22 yards on that particular play, and certainly has moved the Lions into Middlesex territory. 1st and 10, 42-yard line. And the ball is kept by Brown. He faked it to John Kidd, kept it himself, but there was nothing there, nowhere to go. I'm almost wondering, Dan, if that play was a broken play.
I think it may have been a case certainly where someone missed their block. Evidently not enough protection, or North Middlesex may have read the ball read the call very well.
Looks like it's loss of about 4, so that'll bring up a 2nd and 14 from the 46-yard line. Chelmsford leading 23-7. We're moving into the 6:40 mark of the 4th period. Brown back to pass again. Looks downfield and throws. Oh, that ball could have been intercepted as well. In and out of the hands of Alan Moray. Just maybe that one was too easy, Dan.
Yeah, Mark Brown's got the arm strength. Unfortunately, he's really not showing the accuracy.
That's I would have to agree with you. There have been some, but there have already been a couple of interceptions, and certainly 2 more that could have been picked off. 3rd down, 14 yards to go for Chelmsford, and they need to pick up some yardage here to get the 1st down. Ball is given to Walsh. Deep drop. He doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. Met there by number 34, David Cox.
You see number 75, Brian Ells. He gets inside and hits the running back, hits Bill Walsh. And that slowed him up just enough, for the tackler, David Cox, who made the play. The linebacker, he's a sophomore.
Chelmsford now is in a 4th and long situation. They're no doubt going to punt it. Eric Moundsey's in the football game. And North Middlesex will get the ball back with approximately 6 minutes to go in the game.
But it seems like this North Middlesex team, just looking at them, they're very young in what they have. And a lot of these players on here, I see 03s and 04s,
That's
sophomores
right.
and freshmen. And that's certainly going to work to their advantage in the next few years.
That's right. I agree. They're going to gain certainly some valuable experience. It may be a little bit of a rocky road. It reminds me of a Chelmsford situation maybe 3 or 4 years ago where young people were played, and it was tough to win.
Certainly, I think there's North Middlesex, the whole school's trying to get a hold on, what to do after Sandy Ruggles, longtime coach, he left.
That's right. Over at U Lowell now. Eric Mounsey is the punter for Chelmsford. Long count, snap is back, good snap, and excellent kick. Nice spiral to Bottleson for North Middlesex. And
Bottleson on a reception for North Middlesex.
Coverage is excellent by number
They're gonna
55 and number 66.
Nick
Hansen.
Bartleson lost the ball, but they're going to rule that he was down, which he was. He hit the ground, and the ground actually caused the fumble.
Jeff Douglas down there on that punt coverage as well, doing a nice job. North Middlesex deep in their own territory now, 1st and 10 from the 10. They're in a situation where the clock is certainly, as a cliche, their enemy, and they do need to put the ball up in the air a little bit.
Unfortunately, we'll see how that works. Looks like they're bringing in the extra defensive back, Eric Mounsey, coming into the game.
That's right. Chelmsford's expecting the same thing, and they've got some people, defensive people, hopefully to stop that. Murray, the quarterback. Bartleson, the deep back.
Still going with the 5-man offensive line, though.
Oh, this could be a grounding situation here.
Intended for Murray, no good.
He was really rushed on that particular play and almost brought down in the end zone by number 69, Chris Sendelbeck.
Again, I'm not going to be making fun of him anymore.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
And Chris, if there is anybody, it's Dan Kachufis that's doing that. So it's 2nd down and 10 to go for 1st down. North Middlesex doesn't appear to be really comfortable throwing the football. I think they like to run it, but they're in a situation now that really calls for the forward pass. Wide set, 3 receivers to the left side. Murray's running the ball and brought down. A nice tackle by number 97, Chris O'Brien. Did a nice job on that play.
The North Middlesex Patriots, they've had mild success with the passing play, especially that pass in the flats to, we've seen Bartleson take it, and I suppose you could see like Donovan take it too as well. But you can't really run that play in this situation.
That's right. Chelmsford has more defensive backs now, and it makes that play a lot tougher to run. It's 3rd and 5 from about the 15-yard line. I know North Middlesex is probably not comfortable throwing back here, but it's a situation where they just about have to. Straight pass back to Mike Bryan down the sideline. It was a direct snap from center, almost like a shotgun to Doug Murphy, who then pitched the ball to number 1, who was Mark Byron. And they did get their 1st down, out to about the Chelmsford 35-yard line.
It was a good play call.
Excellent play call, Dan. I think that's something that they needed, and was an important 1st down. 23-7 Chelmsford, 4:40 on the clock. North Middlesex 1st and 10.
Interesting to see what's going to happen here.
Murray back to pass. He's under a little bit of pressure and tucks it down. It's going to run with it. And brought down by number 35 for Chelmsford. That's Ed Walsh.
Evan Dunn.
Evan Dunn playing a little bit, Dan, on a gimpy ankle today.
Yeah, interesting enough, though, it's not taped.
Right. I was
tape right down there.
told by one of the coaches this morning that it was kind of a high ankle sprain, which I guess I don't totally understand. Maybe you know about that one, Dan.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm taking anatomy and phys at UMass Lowell, but I have no idea.
And North Middlesex was in the shotgun once more, Murray, but saw something he didn't like and called a timeout. So we have a timeout on the field. The score, Chelmsford 23, North Middlesex 7, and the clock showing 4 minutes.
The music means we're going to break, so we'll be right back after this.
Okay, Chelmsford, we're back in North Middlesex. They have the football, North Middlesex. They have a 2nd down and 8 yards to go. They're trailing in the game 23-7. And Chelmsford is hoping to not give up a quick, long play in this particular situation, Dan. They just want the clock to move and North Middlesex to stay out of the end zone.
Well, in order to tie the game, what North Middlesex has to do, they have to score twice, and they have to hit the 2-point conversion both times.
That's right. They've got to get them both. So North Middlesex comes out now 2nd and 8. They were in the shotgun just before the timeout, and it looks like they're back in it again. So Murray is going to take the direct snap from center. And he looks down the field, throwing long down the field to Bartleson. And almost made the play. Broken up by number 7 for Chelmsford, Tim Leahy, I'm sorry. Leahy made a nice play on that. Well thrown ball. Bartleson almost made a good reception.
Very well thrown ball. You know, it doesn't look like North Middlesex really likes to throw the ball. But Murray has, proven that when he has to throw the ball, he will, and he does a good job at it.
Yes, he does. He's played really a fine football game today. Third down and 7 or 8 yards for North Middlesex. They're almost in a situation where they probably will not punt the football in this case.
And Murray's only a junior, so we'll see him next year as well.
Here's Donovan again, and he is an excellent back. He broke a tackle and just kept moving, kept his legs going, just drove into close to first down yardage. He has about 2 to go.
He's good. He's great. He's a freshman. I can't believe this kid.
Freshman, 5'7", 170, and has some speed.
Good. Looks like the future of this North Middlesex team.
Yes, he does. This is the 5th meeting of the series with North Middlesex and Chelmsford, and Chelmsford has won only one of those 5. One of them was tied. Nice first down play out of the shotgun by Murray. Looked to pitch it, thought better of it, kept it, turned the ball up the field, and gained a first down. This is a nice drive that North Middlesex is putting together, but they're also using too much of the clock.
They really are. This is a good drive for early in the third quarter. First half of the game maybe, but not late in the fourth quarter.
That's right. They need to pick up some yardage now down the field, not in small pieces. Murray back to pass, looking down. He's being chased, rushed, and brought down by number 65 from Chelmsford. Did an excellent job. Elton Hammond just coming through virtually untouched and throwing Murray for a long, big loss.
Elton Hammond on the tackle for Chelmsford. We have a timeout on the field.
And North Middlesex has taken a timeout. That was about a 10-yard loss that Hammond was able to give North Middlesex.
Second down right there. It seems like in this case they're going to have to go deep.
And if the clock is right, it shows 2:49. It's been fairly close, so we'll assume that it's not too far off. North Middlesex ready to put the ball in play. Murray has to be getting tired now. He's been doing a lot of scrambling. He's been doing a lot of passing. Looking down the field again. Big rush from Chelmsford. Bartleson pulls it in. One-handed catch. Excellent catch. Stopped the clock. Got out of bounds. Nice pass and catch. Gain of about 12 on the play, which will bring up a 3rd and 9.
Wow, that was a great play by Bartleson. Really does a good job pulling the ball in. And Murray placed the ball very well, Led Bartleson over to the sideline. Bartleson goes out of bounds.
He was under a lot of pressure too, Dan, and he hung in there and made the play. And as you said, great catch.
I think a really strong defensive team like Chelmsford right here can really help a quarterback, especially a young one.
That's right. Murray once again, low snap from center, but he picks it up. His receiver, and good tackle on the play. Met immediately by number 28, Greg Jarvis. Mike Gans was on the receiving end of that. And it brings up now a 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the first down.
Well, Jarvis.
Correction. My statisticians pointed out here that it's 4th down. I apologize.
Greg Jarvis, number 28, made the stop there. He is a wrestler.
There was a flag on the play.
Not only was there a reception, but there was a penalty, and it's a big one.
That's
15-yarder.
15-yard. Oh, wow.
And it has not. Haven't seen the referee give a signal yet. And I don't think he's going to. It must have been a personal foul of some type, but I didn't see anything. Dan, did you?
I didn't even see the flag thrown.
I didn't
There wasn't
either.
a flag on the field. And I think the Chelmsford coaches are over there looking around, trying to figure out what's going on.
And once again, LeMay in the shotgun, being rushed again, scrambles out to the right and throws downfield. And excellent defensive play on that by number 40, Steve Hopkins from Chelmsford.
Intended for Dan James.
Dan James, the intended.
2nd down.
He's a senior.
2nd and 10. And 2:14 showing on the scoreboard clock. score is
So-
23 Chelmsford, 7 North Middlesex.
In all actuality, this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning right here. And North Middlesex will have to put the ball into the end zone and then come right back.
And it's at that point where they really do need to start looking at the end zone now. 7 or 8 yards at a time isn't really going to get the job done. Murray, the quarterback, again dropping straight back. He's got excellent protection this time and looks for his receiver.
Hooray!
Great catch. Flag down on the play. Chelmsford tackled by number 31, John Bourgeois.
I don't see what the
By Greg Goodyear,
call could be.
brought down by John
Face
Rigoy.
mask.
Personal
And-
foul, face mask.
Face mask. So that's going to add some more yardage to the play. So with the help of a couple of penalties, North Middlesex is driving the ball deep into Chelmsford territory, and certainly with a touchdown and an onside kick, the ball comes back to them.
Not sure, I know there's a face mask penalty, and I know it can be, in the NFL, either a 5-yard or a 15-yard, depending on the severity of it. And I wonder if that's the case here, or if it's just you touch the face mask as a 15-yard penalty.
Right, I agree with you. It's the yardage on the play appeared to be a little bit short of the first down, but with the penalty, it's certainly going to give them an automatic first down. Holding on Chelmsford was accepted, and there were 2 flags on the play. So North Middlesex wisely taking the longer of the 2.
There was one in the, yeah. So it must have been the 5-yard face mask that they called, because it didn't look like Bourgeois
Right.
got much of the face mask.
No, not at all. So the clock is moving. It should come down to the 2-minute, and it is at 2 minutes. North Middlesex has the ball, 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line of Chelmsford, about the 13.
Still, they got their work cut out for them.
Yes, they do. They've moved the ball nicely down the field, but with only 2 minutes to go.
Billy who?
You just want to keep control of the game defensively and make the clock move. Chelmsford is certainly seeing the forward pass today. Oh, now I think we have too many people in the field for North Middlesex. Flag thrown before the ball is even snapped. This last couple of minutes, Dan, has turned into a kind of a flag contest here.
Very sloppy.
And we're waiting for the signal from the referee. And it is legal substitution. And
You have a
that
flag
will
on
create a
the play.
5-yard penalty.
Illegal substitution, not Middlesex.
So they'll start 1st and 15 from about the 18-yard line.
And this is definitely something that North Middlesex cannot afford to do at this point in the ballgame.
It will be certainly a passing situation from here on in.
1st and 15 for the
Still
Patriots.
have Bartleson in the backfield. Dual eye in the backfield.
Right. Murray straight back, throwing into the end zone. Defense push, looked like an interception. Oh, dropped. There was a definite push-off, I thought, by the North Middlesex player on that particular play, but I don't see any flag.
In and out of Bourgeois' hand. He picked it up and dropped it in the end zone, but never had control of the ball.
Very close call, and certainly almost a great interception by John. And it's 2nd and 15 once again, and 1:51 showing on a clock.
Anytime you get a ball tipped like that, it has to be a great play because defensive back and the wide receiver alike, they both have to be aware. And whoever comes down with it is usually the most aware.
North Middlesex on the run this time with Donovan. Gets a good block, gets outside a little bit, breaks a couple of
Donovan on the
tackles,
carry for North Middlesex.
and gets down to about the 10-yard line. So he gained maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 13-yard line.
Timeout,
But
North Middlesex.
it's a play where North Middlesex forced to use a timeout, Dan.
Yep, certainly they're going to, they had to do that. And it's 3rd down and about 8 or 9, I'm not sure.
This is a situation where I think they hope that Donovan could use his speed, get into the end zone, get outside. get the touchdown, and then try the onside kick. Third and 9, I'm sorry. I would think that North Middlesex probably take 2 shots at the end zone now. Donovan in the backfield. And Murray, the quarterback, straight back, looking for his receiver, who's really trapped. And there's a flag on the play. Donovan is, Murray is knocked down.
I think they're going to call a hold on North Middlesex. And Murray, very slow. He's still down on the ground.
Ed Walsh on the play, and Murray is obviously in pain now. You can understand. He's played a whale of a football game, though.
We have a flag on the play.
The flag thrown by the referee, and they're talking to Chelmsford, so I think it's probably going to be against North Middlesex. I think a hold.
I agree. And I think this will probably keep the clock moving once the penalty is stepped off as well. So Chelmsford's certainly in control now, 23-7 with 1:28 showing on the clock. And let's see that play again. Let's see if we can pick up the hold.
Holding North Middlesex.
There.
Decline.
Yeah, number 64, I think you
Fourth
could
down.
see, was chasing one of the Chelmsford defenders.
I think that's what Scott Matthew.
Okay, here we go with a 4th down. This is the last call into the end zone. Bartleson's there, and there's a flag down.
That's probably going to be a
Bartleson was
pass
there.
interference. That's almost certainly, I
Pass
think, going to be
intended for number 8, Jason
pass
Bartleson.
interference.
And that'll create a 1st down. That'll bring the ball down close to the goal line with 1:23 to go. So that was North Middlesex's last chance, but
Yep.
it's pass interference.
And good call. Chelmsford defense all over the North Middlesex Patriot receiver, all over Bartleson.
Right, that was pass interference, and I think even Dan and I could call that one from up here.
Although I don't know if we would call that.
No.
No.
Well, maybe
I
Dan might have, but I certainly wouldn't. 1st and goal now.
I think Chelmsford are doing a good job. You know, this juncture in the game, they're really doing a good job in the prevent mode. You know, they're preventing really long plays, and now they're in very close, but
This is some confusion as to where the ball should be spotted here by the referee, and they're going to spot it on the 10-yard line.
Interference, Chelmsford.
And it's a 1st down and assessing a 5-yard penalty, 1st and goal. So that's a little bit of a break for Chelmsford, Dan.
yeah, I think they're going to call an illegal use of hands, not
Right.
necessarily the pass interference.
Right.
Which in that case would be a 5-yard, not necessarily pointing the infraction. It's a pass interference. But
I think you're right on the number with that one, Dan. And now we have another flag. Boy, this last 2 minutes has seemed like we may have to put the lights on after all tonight, Dan.
so yeah, it's either a false start, and false start.
So we'll get those 5 yards back that we just lost. And it's still 1st and goal for North Middlesex. First 3.5 quarters were played pretty smoothly for an opening game for Chelmsford and a second game for North Middlesex. Relatively well-played game. Last 4 minutes have been very difficult for both teams.
Definitely a lot of penalties and not being played very well.
Murray back to pass and is brought down by number 35 for Chelmsford, and that's Ed Walsh. Probably came on. It looked like he came kind of on a corner blitz on that play and just really wrapped up Murray.
Chelmsford recovers the fumble.
And a fumble, and Chelmsford recovers it, and that should be pretty much the ball game for today, Dan.
Yep, all Chelmsford needs to do I don't know if they'll necessarily down the ball in this situation. Probably try to get a couple plays.
That should be an interesting football game as well.
And that's tough for Chelmsford, you know. People picking in the beginning of the season, they're looking at Chelmsford, Billerica, and Tewksbury being the top 3 teams in the league. And certainly a big game for Chelmsford early on in the season.
It would be really nice if 3 or 4 more games down into the season those 2 teams met. I think you'd see a build up to the game, and maybe who knows? That's a game that could determine conference championships in the first game in the Merrimack Valley.
Right.
So here we go again. It's Chelmsford ball. It's second and about 12 yards to go. They have the ball, and Fury has the ball, trying to run wide but can't get away. Donovan not only playing some offense but now playing some defense.
Well, let's see what. Talking about this upcoming schedule, actually we had a situation. Well, many of you know we lost Malden Catholic because they double booked themselves, unfortunately, with Xaverian, one of their league opponents. And they tried to get Xaverian to move the game, but they would have no part of that. So Chelmsford lost the game, but apparently they picked up St. John's of Danvers, which they'll play the Thursday right before Thanksgiving.
That's right, and that's going to be a home game, night game. And I know Dan and I are going to bring our mittens that night, and late in November football games at night could be, this looks like the football game. The clock is wound down. North Middlesex had no timeouts. The scoreboard clock showed a few seconds, but that was apparently a little bit off. So Chelmsford Lions open with a 23-7 victory. North Middlesex falls to 0-2. Chelmsford opens up at 1-0.